Ed, the unexpected twist happening in Alaska as the plane landed for refueling. Jensen Huang getting on the plane. Why is this such a big deal given everything happening with NVIDIA in China?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal if you answer through how the market's interpreted it, because it either puts NVIDIA closer to being able to access a market that they see as a $50 billion opportunity. But in fact, the thing that most interesting, right, is that there are two competing dynamics. American technology companies being able to sell their technology into China. But on the other hand, the Chinese government blocking their domestic companies from accessing that technology, right? They want to support domestic champions. And so, NVIDIA has had some really interesting share reaction since Jensen Huang was photographed on the runway at the Alaska fuel stop. But so too have the moves in Chinese AI stocks. And the idea that if they were to get access to better generations of NVIDIA GPU, they would be able to advance their own work in AI. And so all of those things are happening in parallel through the market's lens.
So a lot at stake, no doubt about it, right, for Jensen to be there. But do you think it was kind of odd? Is it odd that he jumped on late? Is it odd that he maybe wasn't planning to go initially? What is your read on this?
Well, I guess it's what do we really know? The president posted on Truth Social. You guys may have covered that post throughout the hour, but if you were to go with what the president said, then it seems like the plan was for him to always to be there. Jensen had said earlier this year that if he were to be invited, he'd be honored to go. And then what we know is that he was at the Alaska fuel stop and boarded Air Force One, and Elon Musk was at the Alaska refuel stop and boarded Air Force One, and Elon Musk posted on X. By the way, for those that don't know, Elon Musk is the CEO of Tesla and also the CEO of SpaceX and the world's richest person. And according to a post he put on X, it was just him and Jensen Huang that were on Air Force One, and the rest of the delegation, I guess, had to slum it on their own jets. So,
I don't know. I think they're okay. If you're going to travel to China and you're the executive of one of these companies, you're probably going to get a lie flat seat on the private jet, Ed. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, as a student of history and particularly American history, you guys mentioned why this is a historic milestone in the context of President Trump visiting mainland China. In administrations past, they would take very different types of people.
Yeah.
Security expert from the security agencies, academic experts in China and its economy. Very heavy concentration this time with technology CEOs. Yeah. Right? And if we think about what's happening in supply chain, what's happening in access to the market, how we started this conversation, it's just fascinating.
Yeah, Ed, and Carol, it reminds me of that first foreign trip that President Trump took last year, where he brought all the executives to the Middle East and struck all those deals with those tech companies.
We know, right? What they hope to happen. Hey, you've been a busy individual, as you are always. We always wonder, does he ever sleep or see his family? Because you work so much. I know. Having said that, your scoop on Anthropic today, looking or in early talks with investors to raise at least another $30 billion in fresh financing, according to those familiar. Google has committed to invest. Amazon is investing too. This is an aside. Is the capital raised for this company never ending, and why is it of so much interest to everybody?
Well, I mean, first of all, bath time and bedtime first, always ahead of breaking news.
Good.
So the situation is Anthropic looks like it's taking this very seriously now. $30 to $35 billion raise, $900 billion valuation. And the situation was 2 or 3 weeks ago, investors kicking Anthropic's door down saying, please take our money, and Anthropic rebuffing them because they felt they didn't need to. And I think kind of what's changed based on our reporting is they've got to a valuation, which I think is pretty far beyond $900 billion they're comfortable with. Now, interesting, the dynamic you note, Google and Amazon just invested a lot of cash, but at a $350 billion valuation. So we don't know if they're participating in this very quick follow-on round, but there will be an element of dilution for those that did participate in one and don't participate in the other. But what we do know is existing investors largely is who Anthropic's talking to. We don't know who's leading this round, but it could close in the month of May. So it shows how quickly things move.
Hey, real quick, we're going to talk about Anduril just in 10 seconds, but is this the last fundraise before an IPO for Anthropic?
No, I think that completely in line with Anthropic, Anduril sees great opportunity to fund through private markets. There is no great pressure to go public. Anduril believes that it's democratic to give people access to the company through an IPO one day, but the capital, the private markets provide the cash right now. So that's the state of play. $61 billion valuation confirmed overnight, but to be fair, I broke the story in March, so it was just kind of confirmation of that.